What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Magic Hour. I'm your host, Magic Dairy, aka MagicLeb. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram at Fame Film Agency and click and subscribe to my YouTube at Magic Dairy. Today we have, you know him by his stage name, Michael Bourbon, but I know him as Samuel Murray. How you doing, Sam?
Not too bad, man. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Anytime. I'm always looking for guests. Always. And now, I want to ask you something. You're a bass player.
Yes, I'm a bass player, yes.
All right, see? A man with hidden talent. See, I've known you as a amateur semi-pro comedian, right? And now you are you an amateur semi or more of a pro when it comes to playing the bass? You slap the bass.
I play. I slap the bass from time to time. Yeah, I play in a I think calling me even an amateur comedian is a bit of a stretch. So
okay.
Yeah, but
semi-amateur then.
Yeah.
Hey man, you're setting the bar lower, so I'm just helping you get there.
Fair enough. Yeah. It's almost as low as my tones. Yeah.
No.
But no, I've been, I'd say maybe approaching semi-pro with the band. As a bass player, I've been playing with my band Sons of Erebus for about 4 years now, and I've been playing since I was about 17, on and off. But only since joining the band have I really allowed it to has it really been a much more substantial part of my life. So
How old are you now?
I'm 33.
Okay, all right. So you've been playing a while.
Yeah.
So you've been a musician more longer than you've been in comedy. I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, by a very wide margin.
Yeah. So when did you get into comedy?
I considered getting into comedy even before I became a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have the best sort of attitude about it, I suppose, which is why I never got into it. And then just a couple of years ago, for the better part of maybe 2 or 3 years, I was like, maybe I'll give it a go sometime, why not? And then eventually about a year and a half ago, I sort of just went, you know what, screw it, just go out and do it. So, yeah.
Now, it's being in a band, you're in a death metal band, if I'm not mistaken.
Death metal, black metal, we're a bit of a mishmash.
Okay, we'll talk about the difference later because I have I don't know the difference between death and black right now. and because black actually can represent death, but still can white. But anyway, we'll get that today. We don't want to get psychological right now. Oh, God, I almost lost my train of thought. Here we go. Did you find when you're in a band, does it actually help you gain material for comedy? Have you ever written down lyrics, but then you turned out these lyrics can actually be a stand-up spot instead of being a song?
No, not kind of, but not so much with lyrics. I mean, like I had this joke from ages ago. There was a guy in the crowd, and he looked very, very similar to the bass player in the band that I follow. And I just told him he's a good looking dude, but he looked like if ever there was a day that he wasn't feeling it, he looks like the most useless member of the band. So yeah, he should always remember that.
He looked useless because of his appearance?
No.
Or
I'm not
lack
sure.
of talent?
I think it was just because he looked like a bass player that he was looked useless. So I'm not really sure.
Okay.
But no, I don't know. He just reminded me of a bass player. So.
No worries. Okay.
Yeah. But no, it's there's a little bit of crossover with comedy and there are loads and loads of stereotypes and tropes about musicians and the hierarchy within the musical group that you play with. Your place in that hierarchy is purely dependent on what instrument you play, right? So if you're a drummer, you're the lowest of the low.
Really?
You can only count to 4 and you can hit shit. That's the best you can do.
Really?
Right? Yeah. And then the guitar players are the ones with all the talent.
Okay.
Right. Bass players are a happy sort of medium, a little bit on the low end, That's why we get along with drummers so well. And
your vocalist, your lead, do you have a lead singer?
The vocalist, our vocalist is very he goes relatively against certain stereotypes, you know,
Okay.
because he's he's a very, very hardworking vocalist. He's like the voice of the band, not only on the stage but also off the stage as well.
So he doesn't do drugs and has unprotected sex and like a stereotypical one does. Hey, you're talking about your non-stereotypical type lead singer, right? So he's like the exact opposite of, say, Freddie Mercury in terms of lifestyle. I'm not saying he's gay either. I'm just saying Freddie Mercury was really out there. You know what I mean? He did every drug known to man.
Well, my singer has got green hair, so that's about as wild as he gets.
So that's more like a punk thing than a rock thing, right?
He does look very punk. Yeah, he's got a very punky sort of attitude. You know, he likes like getting in people's faces and all that sort of shit when he's got a microphone in his hand. So
okay. See, the thing is, I'm very surprised that you say that the drummer is the lowest of the low, because the drummer, the percussion, that's the heart of the music. It's the beat. It's literally a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not saying that one is less than the other. I think they are all as equal, but it's like, again, taking Queen, for example, you know, you had the dude that was on the drums. He rocked it. All right? Was it Michael Deacon on the bass?
Yeah.
He come on. You know, and then of course you got I don't know all their names. Was it Brian May with the guitar?
Brian May.
I forgot the name of the drummer though. Damn it. And that guy plays the electric guitar so sophisticated.
Yeah.
Like I've seen rock and rollers, like, you know, and they you know, and all this great stuff is coming out of it. He's doing the same thing but like this.
Yeah.
So classy. While the other one's like, and it's just like bang. But aren't they all equal though? Wouldn't you say?
Look,
who came up with that structure that this is the lowest of the low?
Oh
that's
that's purely just a humorous stereotype.
Okay.
In terms of like real life function, you know, every member of the band has its function, you know, and their contribution, you know, and it varies from band to group as well, you know, like Paul Gray from Slipknot, for example, he was for quite a while, like before his death, he was actually the primary lyricist for a little bit, at least I'm pretty sure he was. But yeah, he was the bass player of the band, but he was, as far as I'm aware, one of the main songwriters of the band.
Okay. So Mutually Assured Destruction, is that the name of your band?
No.
Okay, because I thought that I was guessing. I thought that was either the name of your band or you're coming up with slogans for ice.
The fuck?
Coming up with slogans. You know,
well, sure,
and mutually assured destruction kind of sounds like an ice thing.
If there's one group that I'm not particularly keen to create slogans for, it's fucking ice.
Yeah, well, dude, you know, just feed to their ego. I'm sure they're going to pay you. You know, so people like. But yeah, what is mutually assured destruction? I saw a page on your Instagram.
On my band page or my page? Mutually Assured Destruction.
Maybe that was the name of the show that you performed at or something?
Oh, Metal United Down Under? I'm not sure.
I did see that one as well, but I saw Mutual Assured Destruction. And I also saw A Nightmare on Grove Street.
Yeah.
That was the Halloween thing.
Nightmare on Grove Street. That's going back maybe 2 or 3 years ago now.
Oh, wow? That long?
Yeah, that was a good show. Like the every time that we perform a Halloween show, it's always great fun.
Answer me this question that's been bugging me. It's been really, really on my mind.
What's that?
In that Halloween show, which costume won for best costume?
I can't remember. I don't remember, no.
Because there was a best costume prize, and I really want to know what costume won. But okay, let's get back to the performance of that night.
Fair enough. Okay.
There's also one called Dead by Daylight 3.
Yeah, Dead by Daylight is an ongoing show that's run by Iron Jaw Bookings here in Adelaide. It's a very hardcore sort of. They typically go for like hardcore and deathcore sort of bands, you know. and it's always a pretty good and intense show when Iron was involved.
Okay, so now we've reached the point where you can tell me the difference between death metal and black metal.
So I'm not entirely clear on the minute differences on all of the genres,
Because there's also speed metal.
Speed metal is a lot faster, as you can imagine.
They're on speed. I'm guessing that's how they got the idea.
They'd be on speed as well as a smattering of other things running through their systems. But no, death metal is very versatile in what it can do. It can be fast, it can be slow. What I've found is that it's usually very it hits hard, regardless of its pace. It hits hard.
Okay. Would loud be the right word to use?
Loud. There's a difference between like loud as opposed to like I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe because like it's that sort of feeling where you can actually like feel it in your chest when you listen to it live. Whereas loud is just in your head.
Okay.
And black metal is more. Black metal has a very rich history coming from all over the world, and it's a lot more. The bass is turned down. It's very fast. It's very screechy, and I don't typically listen to a lot of black metal. Like my guitar player, he would be the go-to expert on this.
Okay,
he loves his black metal. But yeah, to my ear, it's a lot more screechy. It can be fast, it can be slow, but it's a lot more, I don't know, like emotionally driven.
Okay, for those who are just tuning in, we're talking about the music, black metal, not what you're thinking. All right, just in case they lost it, I'm just trying to catch them up. Okay. Now, have you heard of a band called Level 8 by any chance?
No.
No, okay. I wouldn't have supposed. I don't think you would have. They're also local. I filmed a band, 3 young kids in the early 20s, and I filmed them doing a spot. They had like 15 or 20 minutes on stage, and I filmed it for them. And it was definitely in the genre of what we're talking about, because my ears were hurting the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, and these white people doing these weird dances. It's like it's not dancing to the music; it's dancing for the music. It kind of, I don't know. It looked like something very ritualistic, you know. Right, like they're kicking and bang. Okay, I'm not. They're dancing. Okay. You know how they say white people can't dance? I don't believe that. They just dance different.
When you dance at a metal show, you don't dance by style or by technique. You dance just by pure passion.
Yeah.
So if you see a guy headbanging with all his heart out, he's gonna make it known.
And that's what kind of crowd it was.
Yeah.
And so that's what kind of music it was. I enjoyed filming because I like to film, and I filmed, and me as a filmmaker, I was getting kick-ass angles and being creative with it.
Nice.
But I figured, this is heavy metal shit or whatever it is. I gotta try to insert some shakes or something, right? Do some effects, like, break it down.
Yeah, that's the difference between a death metal video and a hardcore video.
You know what I mean? So I thought I'd do something like that, and it was an experience because I have never ever been like, as my limitations of how far this kind of music can go to will probably stop at Nirvana's "Smells Like Teen Spirit," which is the national anthem for heavy metal songs, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the gateway. It was the introduction to heavy metal.
For you or for,
I believe so. It came out. Nirvana came out when? 91, 92 maybe. Right?
Maybe.
Yeah. And when "Smells Like Teen Spirit" came out, that was like the birth of heavy metal.
I would say the birth of heavy metal goes back a lot further. Say like Black Sabbath, for example.
But wouldn't that be more like punk hard rock than it is metal?
No, I think
because I'm familiar with Black Sabbath.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and who isn't?
I think Black Sabbath and bands like Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, they opened the doors for that heavier style of music. Like punk is also one of those genres that's very open and versatile. It can be it's more in its audience, I suppose. You know, it can be very. It's to me, it's very very colorful. You know, like I don't know, it's very colorful in that it's got a very wide spectrum in its audience. You know, like an Offspring fan will have very very different taste to like a Green Day fan or something like that.
Okay,
as well as different attitudes. You know, yeah. So
now what I should have asked you this question sooner. What drove you to be a musician and to be in this kind of genre of music? I'm sure you obviously you've got the history, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden. You grew up listening to this kind of stuff. But what was the point where you said, you know what, I want to do this. I want to do this.
Well, I actually remember the exact moment that I wanted to learn to play the bass guitar specifically. It was a couple of weeks or a couple of months after my mother died. You know? And the thing is, like, this is why I believe that music is like the biggest universal language and why it's the biggest healer of all, because, you know, it allows you to sort of decompress from everything that's going on. You get lost in a melody or a groove or whatever, it just helps. And there was getting back to the point, what inspired me to pick up bass guitar was I started playing the movie The Blues Brothers, you know.
Oh yeah.
The
first one, of course.
The first one, not that second fucking thing. No. And the first song that they play right as Joliet Jake is being released from prison is She Caught the Katy, and I heard the bass line in that, and I was like, that sounds groovy, you know. And I asked my old man, hey, can you buy me a bass? And he's like, yeah, all
right, cool. So I think Blues Brothers kind of opened the gateway to music in old children who probably would have watched that film. Whether they get into being musicians or wanting just to know more of songs that exist like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like kind of totally opened the whole, you know, your mind, because you're probably at that age, you probably only know like maybe 12 songs. And then when that thing comes up, you want to know, oh, wow, what have I been missing out on this whole time? Yeah,
exactly. You know, it's like film is a great gateway into a lot of things, you know, like music especially. So, yeah.
Okay. So, have you performed anywhere other than Adelaide? Have you performed anywhere like outside of Adelaide?
Yeah, so we've performed like regional South Australia as well as Brisbane about 2 years ago, and we've done Melbourne a couple of times as well.
Do we have something equivalent to like the Battle of the Bands here in Australia?
We've got Battle of the Bands here
in Australia.
Have? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually performed in Battle of the Bands.
You did?
A couple of years ago. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. I'm sure it's a nice opportunity to perform in front of a big crowd.
Yeah, it was a pretty good crowd. We actually performed at the Cranker.
Okay.
This is a few
years
ago.
That's when they held Battle of the Bands?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was where it was held every year, but this year in particular.
So it changes venues every time kind of thing?
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, we, my band, Sons of Erebus, we performed with a band called Shatter Hourglass, a local band called Head Bore, and another band from Broken Hill, actually, called Firestorm. And sadly, we didn't make the pass, but we had a hell of a time. We we brought the thunder as best as we could
and got the crowd going, right?
Oh hell yeah! We one thing that we try to take pride on is like doing our best to get the crowd going and make sure that we always do our best to like make ourselves memorable.
No doubt. Now, okay. How did you guys land on a band name? Were you guys like sitting around in your basement smoking dope, thinking, "Hey, we need to come up with a name, man"? You know, because it reminds me of a sketch that I saw on Saturday Night Live. And maybe you're familiar with the sketch. I'm not sure. Christian Slater was hosting. We're talking about 90s here, and Chris Farley was in the sketch, and they're coming up with band names. And Chris Farley is high as shit, right? And he goes, "How about Pearl Jam 2?" And he goes, and Christian said it's like, bands don't have sequels, So like,
can you imagine the sequel to Dying Fetus is Dying Twins? Can you imagine that?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? The answer to that question is that so the name Sons of Erebus, we were originally the name of the project which my guitar player started was known as Vessel of Charon. And in Greek mythology, Charon is the ferryman of the dead. Okay. So he would drive the boat across the River Styx and ferry the souls of the dead across the River Styx. But because of how Charon is spelt, we were getting a lot of confusion from people trying to read it out.
Quran to Quran, for example.
Yeah, one of the names that someone guessed us as was Vessel of the Quran.
Okay.
And I went to band practice like, we have to change the name. We are barreling towards a misunderstanding here.
But Quran spelled with a K, right?
Quran is spelled with Quran. Quran is spelled with CHARON.
Well, okay. And then Quran is with a QU.
Yeah, so I don't know how we got Vessel of the Quran, but I was just there like, yeah, we need to do something.
It sounds the same. It sounds similar.
Maybe, yeah.
And if people are not reading it, they'll probably put that together. They took the Muslim thing, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But yeah, Quran was one of the sons of Erebus and Nyx. And so we sort of went with, my singer came up with Sons of Erebus.
Wow.
And yeah, we went with Sons of Erebus in the end.
I had no idea the death metal industry was so mythological in their knowledge of that kind of history.
Oh yeah, my guitar player Ethan, he loves that sort of stuff. He like you could ask him about any of that sort of stuff, and he could talk about it for ages.
I'm guessing you must have seen Troy like 100 times.
Maybe,
or Spartacus and all those kinds of films about that kind of Roman Empire and Greek mythology and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So, have you got a record deal?
Oh, I wish. No.
But have you got a demo at least? You got music on the CD?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of releases. We've got 3 singles, which were released about 2 or 3 years ago. And then just last year, we actually released our first EP, which features 4 of our best songs, 4 of our most well-known songs.
Do you have like an artwork for your potential album?
Well, we've actually got an album coming out sometime this year. We're in the middle of recording vocals for it.
Oh, great! That's terrific, man. Yeah, that's exciting.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it will, dude. If you want, I'll be happy to film studio time and maybe even make you a video for one of your hit songs or one of your songs that you think might be the hit of that album. All right?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to.
I don't mind putting my 2 cents in there.
Hell yeah, man! I'll put it towards the band.
I'll give you the best deal in the world. All right,
mates rates?
No, better than that. Okay.
Oh, better than that.
Yeah. When you sell 1 million albums, you give me 10%.
Rock and roll.
I just found a way to stay broke. No, just joking. I'm sure you'll make it. I hope you make it. Music videos, I think, are a good way. Are a good way to get more acknowledgement.
Yeah.
More reach, more awareness.
Music videos are great for engagement with your audience.
And we do it creatively as well. You know what I mean? Not just film like. You guys just just make a story out of it or something. It'd be freaking awesome. I like putting storytelling and shit like that. I've done a few music videos before.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So who was the Level 8 or something?
No, Level 8 wasn't a music video per se. I was just filming them in their concert.
Oh right, okay.
And what I did is I filmed the before and after, like the crowd going in and then after the show, and I kind of mixed that in then to them singing. So it wasn't a music video per se. Then it was just filming their show, like when I filmed you guys doing comedy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it was just like that. And but I'm actually in talks with them to make a video. You know, and I said to them, listen, because you guys are new and you're trying to make it. I'm not charging you anything, but I will accept whatever donation you can afford. I didn't give them a price.
Fair enough.
I didn't give them a price. I said, whatever donation you give, I'll accept.
He's very generous, ladies.
You know? and in other ways too.
Yes.
Okay, so are you taking like a bit of a break from comedy at the moment because of your commitment to the band?
I'm taking a bit of a break from comedy for a variety of different reasons, to be honest. There's a lot of things going on, and I kind of want to just decompress from a bunch of things and sort of take the pressure off myself.
You weren't involved in this year's Raw, I presume.
No, I wasn't. No, it's one of those things. I think it's okay for people to sort of try things and then figure out if they like it or not. You know, and like I've had people go into the arts before, whether it's musically or visual art or something, and they sort of think, I'm not really sure if it's right for me. You know, and the thing is, like, it's not that I'm asking whether comedy is right for me, but right now, whether or not I'm right for comedy. And the reason for that is that, for various reasons, sometimes life gets a bit heavy, you know, and I think, Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy.
Yeah, of course.
In one of his specials, he talked about when I think he cancelled a couple of shows, and people were asking him, why did you cancel a bunch of shows? You know, and the thing is, at the time, he was going through his first breakup, you know, and how's he meant to be an effective comedian when he can't stop crying all the time, you know? And not to go into any depressing detail or anything like that, but, you know, it's just one of those sorts of things where I'm like, the way that I see it is that my job as a comedian is to make people laugh, is to make the crowd laugh. It's not just to entertain myself, you know, or to distract myself. And like, I'd rather go out onto the stage like with a completely clear head. I know that it's not always going to be possible, but I think I just need a little bit of time to clear out the attic a little bit before I get back on.
So you have to be in a happy state. Is that what you're saying? In calm,
cool, calm, collected. You know, yeah.
A happy state.
Cool, calm, collected, and also focused as well. You know, so yeah.
That's very interesting. You know, because like I got into comedy for the exact opposite of that. I wasn't cool. I wasn't calm. I was pissed off and I was angry, and I had to let it out. Yeah. And I knew that I wasn't going to let it out in the way that I would let it out if I was talking to a friend and be all shitty and whatever. I knew that I was dealing with a crowd. So it's also a level of entertainment here. So,
of course. Yeah,
So I let it out through that medium.
Yeah.
And I my very first time, I got a standing ovation. But I can't take credit for, don't get too impressed, because I performed at a bar in Bahrain where there were only 14 people there. 3 of them were prostitutes. 3 of them were the Saudis that were with those prostitutes, who didn't understand English. All right. And about 4 Americans, 1 English, and the rest were all Filipinos. And then you had the help. And they were the ones that were laughing. And I think I think one of the prostitutes understood what I was saying, because she stood up and laughed. And I was like, but then again, I don't know if she was standing up laughing or she was crying for help. You know, but
standing ovation is a standing ovation. But I was just
overwhelmed with them standing and clapping. I was like, God, dang! All right, I was like, wow, I haven't seen that. Even though it was my first time, you know, I wish I got a standing ovation when I did it for the first time. You know,
yeah. When I did it for the first time, all I got was a shit ton of laughs.
No. I was standing and I was vetting myself.
Oh, right,
because it was my first time. Nice. The thing is, like, I'll tell you why women loved me in high school. I'm going to tell you why girls loved me in high school, because I was obsessed with even numbers, Samuel.
Yeah,
obsessed.
Yeah.
Like, it was horrible. Like, I had to say everything twice. It was getting really bad. Like when I had company come over, I didn't want them to know that I was fucking insane. So when anyone said, "Hi, how are you?" I'd whisper to myself, "Hi, how are you?" Just to make sure I said it twice. All right. If I was to shower, I'll do my head twice. Everything was twice. When I read a book, I had to read it twice. When I did my homework, I did it twice. It was fucked up. When I ate, I had to have 2 plates, but I wouldn't fill it up all the way. I'd fill it up halfway, and the other half so I could have it twice. Now this is where it gets awesome, because this worked to my favor. Because when I started getting on with the ladies, whenever I made them orgasm, guess what? I had to do it twice. All right, and they were thinking, "Oh my God, he's such a generous lover," and I just went with it. No, I'm not. I'm just fucking obsessive compulsive. Right? If I fucked around and made it 3 times, guess what? You're gonna get a 4th.
Well,
you know?
That's true. Right? Yeah.
And then I started dating this other girl, and and after I broke up with both of them because I went to different schools, they got together and they became friends, and they started talking about me, and they said, "You're the guy that did things twice." All right, I goes, "Well, yeah." All right, and then they came up with this proposition. Imagine what? Would you like to have a threesome? You know what was my mind? You know what I went?
That's an odd number. Fuck
no,
that.
man. No, couldn't do it. All right, all right. Yeah, I mean, like, listen. Get one more, and we'll be in separate bedrooms. Bang, whatever. All right. So no, that didn't happen. But if it did, that's exactly how I would have behaved.
Yeah, fair. Like, I'm similar in the like I'm so autistic that I have to do things in even numbers.
Yeah.
And I have to come second, or I have to come second, because if I come first, that's a task that's not finished. I can't have that. No, that's not going to work.
Thank God I was young, because when I came, I had to do it again. You have to be twice, all right? And thank God I was young enough to do that. You know what broke this? You know what broke it? I tell you. No, I'll tell you what broke it, okay? I got married once. I got divorced once. I ain't doing that shit again. All right? And no, she didn't divorce me because I was being very repetitive. No, that wasn't it. Completely different reasons. Many different reasons. But okay. But this is the true story. We were married for 14 years before we got the separation.
Right.
When we were 13 and a half years into the marriage, she goes, "I want separation." I said, "No! 6 more months, I'll give it to you." All right? And then, and she knew that part of me, because, "All right, fine, fuck it, it's only 6 months, I've already been with you for 30. Yeah. It'll go by before you know it. And now I'm clear, I'm clean, I don't repeat, I do not repeat. I don't do things twice anymore. I do not do things twice no more. Now I'm just playing. Oh, God. But, whew, yes, that was the story. Now, let's get back to this comedy thing, all right? If you could do your comedy, Samuel, for any audience in history, which time period would you choose?
Okay, that's an interesting one. Yeah. Which time period would I choose?
What decade?
What decade?
It doesn't have to be a decade, dude. It could be one guest answered caveman days. And like make people laugh with facial expressions. I don't know.
I'd probably go back to the crucifixion of Jesus, where I was taller than everyone, so that they would know that I was their God.
Would you be performing at the Last Supper or during the crucifixion?
I'd go on tour with Jesus as he carried the cross.
Okay. Wow. All right. Oh, wow. Is that heavy? And it was like, oh my God. That's a lot of material.
Wow,
right.
I really should.
You know what? Maybe that happened, and when the guy who and that's probably why Peter denied Christ 3 times, because he was laughing at what the guy was saying. Hey, shut up!
Yeah, maybe.
I'm trying to let me listen to that.
I tell you what, I should bring my band along as well, just to really keep him entertained as well.
Wow. That's interesting. All right. Which historical figure do you think will make a good comedian?
I feel like we need some elevator music playing now, because
that's a Jeopardy music, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Which historical figure? I have no idea. Gandhi.
I believe so. I actually had an answer for Gandhi too. Because I would love to think that if Gandhi was ever on stand-up, he would say something like, I wanted to go to my friend's 21st, but my father wouldn't let me, so I fasted for 6 months until he said yes. Something like that. Because
well,
I'm sure
actually, I think a really good, if she was able to do it, would have been Queen Elizabeth while she was still alive.
She was a funny person.
She was a very funny person. Like, apparently, she used to I could be wrong on this, but apparently, she used to be quite cheeky with people and which is a real shame because given her position and everything like that, it's a very restrictive sort of life. And
but don't you think that they have more room for it because it's so restricted? When you try.
I think so. Yeah.
And having a son with ears that big, how can you not want to be funny?
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that he's not gay because that would have been real fucking handy.
They got that show. There's an animated show about the royal family. I've seen clips of it. It's on. Apparently, the Queen Elizabeth always sticks it to her son and Camilla, whatever her name is, and it's supposed to be really, really funny. I saw clips of it; it was really good. I think I might check that out. But yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
that's a good answer, Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, I think she'll be funny. I saw her one time live. I was in the 3rd grade, and she came to our school. She didn't come to our school. She was in a train that went past our school.
Oh, right.
They actually built this track in our Plimpton Primary School. All right, and they had it was like a float kind of thing, and she was just passing by, and I just remember just seeing this. That's all I remember. Yeah, she's just doing the wave. She was doing the wave, the little purse on her left hand, and doing the wave with the right. And I waved back. I don't even think she saw me, but I was just sitting down. But I had no idea it was coming. It was just somebody was born coming. That was the closest to the Queen I ever came, I ever seen, and that's a horrible way of putting it. Now. Samuel, with your dirty mind.
Amen.
Since we have we're coming to the existential part of the...
Oh, we're coming to the existential part.
Yes.
Okay.
This is death metal style.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm going to start off with a light question, and then it gets a bit more eerie. It gets more death metal-y as we go along. So let's start with the first one. Mr. Samuel Murray, what do you think happens when you die?
I think we become worm food.
Atheist.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we get, I don't know. I think we get sucked off into nowhere. I don't know.
Potential atheist. Okay. If laughter is medicine, what illness do you think you're personally treating?
Syphilis.
That's you're jumping the gun with my wrong answers only part. But okay, I like that. This is creative. I'm gonna have fun today.
I don't know if the shit that I do cures it, but it certainly distracts you away from it.
I can totally imagine that while he's sitting on the toilet and yes, I'm cured. All right, cool.
And then you turn the video off oh damn, it's still there.
Okay. All right. Well,
next question, please.
Yeah, I will. This is okay. Do you think people who obsess over death actually understand life better?
I don't know. It's a bit of a tricky one because, ages and ages ago, I've mentioned before how I lost my mother. I went through a period of about 5 or 6 years where I lost a lot of people to death. So from the ages of 17 to 22 or 23, I went to a lot of funerals. I was surrounded by death, so much to the point that these days, it doesn't feel like second nature, but it doesn't feel like, I don't know. I think when you are so surrounded by death for quite a long time, you appreciate life a lot more.
Oh, most definitely. How old were you, if you don't mind me asking, when your mother passed?
I was 17.
That's a very, very crucial age.
Yes, and she was only 47, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm turning 47 in 11 days. Well,
get your shit checked out.
I've been
man. Leaving in pain.
Yeah. No, that's crucial. Now I can definitely empathize because I lost my father when I was 4. He died 3 weeks before my 5th birthday.
Oh wow.
But the thing is, my memory of him is very vague because you were very young. I mean, you had your childhood and your teen years with your mother, and for her to exit during as you were approaching adulthood must have been very tough.
Yeah, it was. It was very, very tough, and it's something that affected me for a very, very, very long time.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I know it must have been hard for you. Oh, God. May God bless her. Allah yirhamha. That's how we say in Arabic. May God bless her.
Thank you. Say thank you. Did you get that?
Yeah, okay. Here we go. I misspelled a word, which is probably why I couldn't read the question. Idiot. Okay. Now, is death metal a celebration of mortality or a protest against it?
Oh, that's deep. Oh.
I can get deep, man. Deeper,
I was wondering what that feeling was.
Want to do it twice?
Twice and a half, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I think any sort of music can be a celebration or a protest. I don't think music should be a limitation. I don't think music should be limited in what it's about.
Well, of course not. But, different genres can appeal to different kinds of people.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, you got goth music. There is such a thing as goth music, right? Is there goth music?
I think goth music is more of I think the goth movement is more of a visual fashion more than anything.
More than a musical.
I've known some. I've met a lot of goth people who are like well into their music, but their favorite color is pink.
Oh, okay.
It's
black
really
and pink.
weird. Yeah.
I've seen black and pink go together. It's like actually, it works. I've seen black and pink go well together.
Yeah. Okay. But I think death metal or any genre of music or metal can be either a celebration or a protest. Music similar to comedy is one of those things that is constantly evolving. You know?
That's the thing. Music is constantly evolving. I definitely agree with that. And the direction it's been going the last 10, 15 years, I think they need to make a U-turn and ask directions.
Yeah, maybe.
They got lost. They got lost. Like right now, music is on a bus right now. So, dude, where the fuck are we?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I feel is going on.
It's also one of those things that it remains relevant, similar to comedy, but at the same time you get like songs or comedians and jokes from years and years and years ago. Take POD's one of their songs, "Youth of the Nation." Their bass player was recently asked, "What's your most relevant song?" And his answer was "Youth of the Nation." It was recorded 20 years ago, but considering the content of the song, it's still relevant.
Yeah,
So
I mean, all really great music will always be relevant.
Absolutely.
Even if you go back to the classic days with Bach and Mozart and all that kind of stuff, that's still
absolutely,
amazing.
yeah.
They're still doing remixes from some of these songs today. They're not great, but the thing is, at least they're being acknowledged.
They're being done.
They're keeping it alive for the younger generation.
Hell yeah.
Who probably have no idea who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now, if death didn't exist.
If death didn't
exist, would your music still make sense?
Well, it probably wouldn't be called death metal. It'd probably just be called metal.
Yeah. Of course, naturally.
Just metal.
Yeah.
What
kind of metal?
What kind of metal?
Live metal.
Live metal. Fucking live metal. Yeah, we don't record anything. We just play live.
Cool. All right. And maybe that's not the best of questions. I was trying to get deep for a second time. Didn't work. Do you ever worry that people love the brutality but miss the message? I think I just hit it twice.
I think there's often an appreciation in both. Like I don't think you have to have an appreciation for the message of any song without I don't think you have to appreciate just the message of a song. And just ignore, regardless of the brutality. I think you can enjoy both of them hand in hand or separately. Like there are some days at work. Yeah. Oh, hello. He's playing footsies with me. Oh, yeah.
Only once.
Should we play it twice?
No. Once is cool.
But no, like there are some days like when you've had a really bad day at like work or uni or whatever you're doing, and you're not feeling the best, and like on your way home you just blast some metal, you know, and it doesn't matter what the song is or what the song is about, as long as it's hard and brutal and this and that, as long as it gets
Something you
fucking,
can resonate with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think again, going back to the healing power of music, I think it's something that helps you out in that, because it allows you to vent some of that frustration through that brutality.
I can relate to that. When I was 8 or 9 years old when I first heard NWA.
Okay.
And I didn't know there was a message. I was just laughing at all the curse words. You know, fuck the police, yeah, fuck the police, and you know, all that kind of stuff. And a bitch is a bitch, yeah, bitch. You know, it wasn't until I was 13, I was like, fuck, these guys have actually got something to say. Yeah. And that's when I started getting the message, and like, damn. And like, wow. That's when I started wearing my fuck the police t-shirt in 6th grade. All right? I wore it right in front of the principal too. All right? And in those days, which was the late 80s, early 90s, you could get away with such things, because he asked me, Majid, that's a very inappropriate t-shirt you're wearing to school today, like a principal would say.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what my answer was? I said, you're right, Mr. Schneider. So is the brutality by the police on black people. Ooh. And he was like, okay, carry on. That's what he said to me. Carry on.
It's like that. It's like that meme of the. Yeah, I got nothing to say to that.
Yeah, you know, because like he didn't expect me. Because he didn't expect me to come up with that answer, because I got the message. Yeah. If I didn't get the message and I wore that T-shirt, I would have probably had to go home shirtless that day.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like going to a. It's like wearing a dying fetus shirt to a fucking baby shower. It doesn't quite look right.
No, not 100%. But you're making a message.
Oh yeah. Well, kind of like cattle decapitation at a farm. You're going to draw a few sets of eyes.
Yeah, but sometimes you just want to draw that crowd.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, Sam. Now, since you jumped the gun, we've entered the wrong answers only stage.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions, which I want you to give me the wrong answer to.
Okay.
All right, and we'll start light. Who created death metal music?
Who created death metal music? Osama bin Laden.
Yes. That's perfect. And you know what I think happened?
What's that?
You know how you're not supposed to listen to music on the plane because it might, you know.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
I think that's when the death hit the metal, and yeah, but
hell, mate.
But
oh no!
That's the stereotype answer. The wrong answer is only Israel did. That's the real answer. But no. Okay, now.
You said you were starting light, mate.
This is light. Okay. Hey, you came up with Osama bin Laden.
All right. Okay.
Because I've got another evil character at the end of this one, but we'll get to it slowly. Yeah. What was the song Lollipop, Lollipop, or Pop, Lollipop really about?
What was it really about?
Yeah.
42.
Elaborate.
You said wrong answers only.
Yeah, okay. It's not a math question.
Yeah, wrong answers only. It can't, yeah.
Okay. 42. Lollipop's about the number 42. Maybe that's how many times they said it. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
But that would be right.
Okay. Shit.
You know, anyway, moving on.
Hey, at least it's an even number, okay?
Yes, it is. 4 and a 2. If it went 32, I'll be having mixed feelings.
Yeah.
All right. Who was the voice of Darth Vader?
Mickey Mouse.
I can see that. What was the plot of The Lord of the Rings?
Some little dwarven fella lost his fucking jewelry.
That's actually a right answer. I'm looking. Okay.
And had a temper tantrum about it.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Here's one. I like to test people's creativity on this one.
Okay.
How does one catch an STD?
Play with odd numbers.
Okay. I know I'm safe.
Prime numbers if you want to get really creative.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I would have answered watching the Kardashians, but each to their own. Okay. And finally, what truly angered Hitler?
Oh, no.
Wrong answers, bro. Don't tell me the truth here.
He had a very, very small left testicle.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. Small left testicle. I'm actually writing this down.
Jesus Christ.
You know what my answer was? He asked for 9 marshmallows, not 11. Hence 9/11. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Mate. Jesus Christ.
You can't tell me you're not having fun here, though, Samuel.
Oh, fucking.
Okay, Samuel, we have entered the final phase of our podcast where I'd like to ask you a series of 10 questions.
Okay.
Now, these 10 questions were made famous by an American writer/actor named James Lipton, who had a show called Inside the Actor's Studio. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yep.
And I always have to mention his idol, who helped conduct these questions, a French journalist named Bernard Pivot. Now, here we go. You ready? These are just short answer questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite word?
Cunt.
What is your least favorite word?
Disestablishmentarianism.
That's a mouthful.
I've been there.
Okay. I've given it twice.
Okay. Next.
Okay. Thank God it's only 10 questions, not 9 or 11. What turns you on?
What turns me on?
Before you answer, this is not a sexual question, by the way.
Oh, what turns me on?
No, yeah.
I was going to say prime numbers, but since it's not sexual, okay. What turns me on? A good bass tone.
Okay. What turns you off?
A shit bass tone.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Now, you've already answered this, but I have to ask it because it's part of the questionnaire.
All right.
What is your favorite curse word?
Well, that's a different answer.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right. Oh, wow. So cunt is not a curse word to you. Sweet. You can't get more Aussie than that, Samuel. All right. Yeah. What sound or noise do you love?
Thunder.
What sound or noise do you hate?
I'm not sure.
It'd be very ironic if you said rain.
What sound do I hate? Nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like that. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Touring musician.
What profession would you not like to do?
What profession would I not like to do? I've always said that I'm happy to work as a butcher, but not in a slaughterhouse. So I probably wouldn't want to work in a slaughterhouse.
Okay, good answer. And finally, Samuel, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Probably something along the lines of, how the fuck did you do that?
Nice. That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Because the thing is, if I'm getting to heaven, I have no idea how I did it.
There was a stairway. I'm just saying. I wouldn't want to walk up those stairs. Just give me I'll take the escalator.
I'd rather ride the highway.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Either the slow stairway or the highway. Yeah, that's good.
Exactly.
I like that. That's good. See, you know what? I'm sure there'll probably be better music down there. Who knows?
Probably, yeah.
You cannot tell. Oh, wow. Samuel, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. That was a pretty fun episode.
It was fun. It was scary. Kind of like, it was funny. It was fun. It was scary. Kind of like my first time in the sack, you know.
Okay. And you only did that once, right? No, just so. And second. Well, be sure to follow Samuel Murray in his Instagram. And again, always follow me on my Instagram at Fame Film Agency and click and subscribe to my YouTube at Magic and Dairy. And until next time, yo, take care.
I'm broke, bitch.